Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Sex is back on the MUTMen podcast, and this is episode number 90. We got 90 of these episodes. This is crazy. What's going on, Gut Fox? How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm not too bad, Texas. How about you?
Doing good, doing great, actually. So,
why?
Because I'm on vitamins. I'm on some plant-based protein. I found one. You guys were talking about like you can't find it. It's all weight-based. Now I found some plant-based one, man. So we doing good.
But you know that plant-based stuff isn't full amino acids, though, right? That's not all 21
I
of
don't
them.
really need amino acids. I just need something to kind of like maintain like meal replacements, stuff like that. So I can skip
but you need
eating.
You need your essential amino acids, though.
I can get that from
what?
So are you? How do you know about all this? I feel like Gut Fox might be like some type of nutritionist.
No, I'm good with Google very quickly.
Okay. Amino acids. So what do I need to take for amino acids, Fox? Let me know.
That's steak, raw steak. Put it in a blender, drink it.
Okay. So you want me to just go back to like killing my chest slowly?
What do you mean killing your chest? What do you think push-ups are for?
So I can do push-ups so I don't get high blood pressure? Bet! That's what we gonna start doing.
Blood pressure is not proven to be diet-related 100%. A lot of that's hereditary.
See, like I have no counter to that because, well,
I thought I lost you for a second. You took a while to answer that.
I'm trying to think of like maybe because I feel like if that's true, I don't think that's true, but it sounded like you knew what you were saying, so I believed it for a quick second. Like what's that one the guy said that if you say anything with confidence, you can become the leader of a country. Like that's kind of how I felt right there. Like, yo, he said that stuff really confidently.
Yeah, it's kind of like what was it in 30 Rock where Matt Damon was on? He said if you wear an airline pilot's uniform, you can walk in anywhere as long as you're confident. Look straight ahead. You can take it. Yeah, he took a dump in the Lincoln bedroom. Yeah. Wait, no. The guy screwed the whole thing up. Anyway, let's introduce our guest.
Well, what's up, everybody? It's Eric Rayweather. Most of y'all might know me from YouTube. I'm a content creator, mainly focused on like tutorials and tips, just trying to help people improve their game. And I do gameplays as well. But I've also been in the Madden community for well over a decade. I used to play a little bit more competitively back in the day. In some competitive leagues and stuff like that with a lot of tournament players. I still lab with a lot of tournament players nowadays, but more focused on just creating content and helping people improve their game because I feel like I'm actually a better teacher than I am a player. So I just feel like that's a better lane for me, and I'm just having a lot of fun on YouTube. Going to start streaming soon, so that's a little about myself.
So Eric, you said most of us will know you from YouTube. Where the other people know you from? Are we talking like strip clubs, corner?
No, well, a lot of people in the community know me from like back in the forum days.
Gotcha.
Like Madden Gurus, Gamers Lab, stuff like that. Back in the day, I was like an administrator on the Gamers Lab. I'm not the Gamers Lab, Madden Gurus when I might have been like 18, 19. I used to be administrator. I wrote a couple EBooks for that site. I used to post on the home page on that site, actually. And then on the Gamers Lab, a lot of people knew me from there because me and another guy did an ebook for the site a few years back, and I would submit tips for the lab that they would post. And I was really active on the forum, so a lot of people knew me from there. But now I kind of transitioned over to YouTube. So,
gotcha.
Kind of got like two sides of the community that know me for different things, I guess you could say.
I see. Yeah, and on YouTube you're kind of killing it. Basically
trying.
Yeah. How long ago did you start on YouTube?
I think I started March of this year. So
March of this year. And you've already got
9 months.
You've already got twice the subs I've got. Color me jealous. So what do you explain? How do you explain your success? What's really hit with people?
Well, I think part of it is I have a little bit of a background. Like before I came to YouTube, I actually took a break from Madden for a few years, and me and another guy, we were building websites and running websites for different things, and we would grow those websites and got a couple of them pretty big. We used to run like a music blog back when that was like the thing. We had a pretty big site at a time, and then eventually the blog started kind of declining because everything started going to streaming, and so we sold it. But I have like a little bit of a background in like SEO, and I think that helped with YouTube because I was able to get my videos ranked maybe a little bit better than some people that don't understand SEO as well. But on top of that, like there's just like a couple of business YouTubers that I watched like before I got into it, and these guys like really break down like everything you have to do, and it's a lot of little things, and it's little views day after day, and it starts building and it starts a snowball. And then after that, I would say just consistency. Like I post every day, and I almost refuse to miss a day. Even when the game was dead, from like April to mid-July. Like I was still posting Madden 17 tips because there was still people playing the game, and there was people that would come on a video like, why are you still playing the game? It's June. But I was still getting 2,000 views on a video. There was still people that wanted the content. And I think that's really where it started. I was capturing a lot of people when other YouTubers kind of stopped posting for the year and then just start snowballing.
Yeah, I got you. One of my best Madden 16 videos I remember was a play breakdown I did in mid to late June. And it got some of the best views I got in all of Madden 16. So I can see people who don't know, he does like breakdowns of different, I guess you kind of said that, of different schemes and plays and stuff that'll work from his own lab to stuff. So a lot of people, you mentioned before the podcast, what's the word I'm looking for? Accuse you of clickbaiting people. How do you respond to that? What's your thoughts on clickbait? Because we talked about D-Money coming on here and saying that's one of the reasons he's quitting the YouTube game was just the amount of YouTubers that are clickbaiting. Do you have any response?
Before we get into that,
oh yeah, what's up, Texas?
I'm looking at his channel. I don't really see anything that's clickbaity. He's like his titles of his videos.
Well, that's exactly what clickbait would be.
Well, I'm thinking when I say clickbait, like something that catches the eye. I'm not thinking of like the titles, because the titles you gotta get people in the door initially. But I'm not seeing anything like super crazy, unstoppable glitch that's gonna beat everything. No, I'm not seeing that right now on his channel. So why are people accusing man of clickbait?
Well, that's why I like talking about clickbait, because I think there's different angles to it, and you know, what D-Money said was definitely correct, and because he was talking more from the MUT perspective. So like, clickbaiting, you know, first and foremost, if you want to be successful in anything content related, you have to be somewhat clickbaity. Like, it's just necessary in the age that we live in now. So, you know, there's good clickbait and there's bad clickbait, but the word clickbait in general just has like a negative connotation. People don't even really know what it means. They just think it means to lie, which is the bad way to clickbait. Like what D-Money said, if someone was saying, oh, I pulled the new legend, and then in the thumbnail they have the 94 overall legend or something like that, but then in the video they pulled like the 85 overall. That you're pretty much lying, or you're heavily misleading. Like, clickbait is bad when someone comes to your video and they leave disappointed. They're like, oh, I thought this guy was gonna pull the 94 overall legend, or it said he pulled 3 legends, and then the 3 legends in the picture are like, 3 outrageous legends, but he pulled like 385 overall legends. You're gonna leave that video like, man, like, why did I even come here? This was pointless. But then there's good clickbait, which, like how I try to do it, if I say like, oh, this is the best passing play, in Madden 18, right? There's no definitive best play. Like, there's 5 or 10 different plays that you can argue and say, any of these could be the best play. One guy might say PA post is the best play, but another guy's going to say, no, corner strike's the best play, or, tight end angle's the best play. There's a handful of different plays that you could argue. You can't say there's a definitive best play. So my angle with it is, if I say, oh, this is the best play in Madden 18, best passing play, and someone comes with a video, and I'm showing you a really tough passing play, as long as the passing play that I show you is really tough, you're going to leave that video like, wow, that was a really good play. Like, you're not going to feel cheated. And that's, like, the difference. If someone leaves your video and like, wow, that play was trash, like, there's no way this is the best play, then they're probably not going to come back. So clickbaiting, if you do bad clickbait, it's going to hurt you in the long run, because once you get somebody 2 or 3 times, they're going to remember your name and like, I'm not clicking on this guy's videos anymore because he's always, full of it, But if they come to your video and it's like, oh, this is the best, toss play in the game, and you're running the toss and you're destroying every defense with it, they're like, oh, that toss play is really good. Like, this was a good video. And that's the good way to clickbait. But you can't just say like, oh, Madden 18 tip, halfback toss, because who's going to click on that? And this is why I say that clickbait is necessary. Like, we live in a content-driven world, right? Like, people are on their phones. Every second they got a free 10 seconds, whether you're at work, wherever. You're pulling out your phone, you're getting on Twitter, or you're getting on YouTube. Let's say you get on YouTube and you're subscribed to 50 people. Maybe you're subscribed to hundreds of people. And you go to your subscription box and there's 50 new videos in there. Like, no one's going to, even if you have all the time in the world, even if it's your off day, you're not going to sit there and watch 50 videos. So you're going to look through and what catches your eye. And you only have that slight second to get somebody's attention. Attention is like so precious in like the content-driven social media world we live in. Like, if you have 5 seconds to get somebody's attention, like, you have to get their attention. Once they scroll past you, like, it's done. Like, they're not coming back. So if your title of your video is just, oh, Madden 18 tip, how to, run the toss, I don't have time for that. Or if it says best toss play in Madden 18, well, they might have time for the best toss play, even if it's not the best. But if it's really good, they're going to feel okay about it. And that's why you have to clickbait, but you have to do it, you have to do it in a way that they're going to feel good about it after they leave.
Yeah, it's kind of like a spectrum is what you're saying. I mean, it all's on the content creator what they feel comfortable with, because there are a lot of content creators that are comfortable with misleading people as long as they get clicks, and you're comfortable with calling things the best when they might not be the best. So it's definitely, and not to say I've definitely done that, called something the best, and when maybe there's something better. And not to say there's anything wrong with it, but it is a spectrum. I can see why people come to videos and say this is clickbait, because I know maybe this plays a little bit better than that one. But I don't know. I tend to fall on the content creator side, and I definitely need to improve my clickbait and my ability to write good titles and thumbnails. And it's you've clearly shown how a channel can grow in Madden 18, even though a lot of people say it's tough to grow on YouTube. You've probably, like, there's one person like this every year, one to three, I'd say, that really blow up, and you are it for Madden 18, and I congratulate you on that.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. And it's well deserved. I mean, what you're doing is putting out basically let's just say the best again, the best. Some meta. You're putting out. I think you've put up just about every single meta play, right? Like, there isn't anyone that I remember.
Well, this is another. Well, I'm sorry to cut you off. This is another way that I do it too. Is I get specific in my title. So you obviously can't call every play the best passing play, because then people are gonna know, like, okay. I mean, you can have maybe 4 or 5 videos throughout the year that you say this is the best passing play, because the game evolves. You know, a different play might come into the fold that, you know, wasn't popular at the beginning of the year. But you can't just title every passing play best passing play, because then people are gonna be like, all right, this is, you know, something's up here. So I get specific. Like, if I do a blitz, I might say, you know, this is the best 3-4 blitz in the game, or, you know, this is the best cornerback blitz. You know, I try to get more specific with it, so I'm still calling it the best, but it's still a specific thing. You know, this is the best third down blitz, or this is the best coverage defense, not the best defense overall. So that way it's like I'm still somewhat being true. I'm not just calling everything the best, because then, you know, obviously, you know, that couldn't be the case.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Texas, what are your thoughts on clickbait and YouTube, and where do you fall on the whole spectrum of what's clickbait and what's not?
So we talked about this before, and my whole thing was I feel like I don't care. It's fine, I guess, in a sense. It's just going to come to the point where the people who are watching are going to get smart to realize the title. Because the title really can tell you what's more than the thumbnail. Thumbnail, clickbait, I'm not a fan of, where guys will put high overalls in the thumbnail and just try to get you there, but the title doesn't suggest that they pulled it. Because typically when somebody pulls somebody great in mud, at least, they put, like, crazy, like, so that way you can click on the video. But and I think you got mad at me last time I said this on a subscriber to kind of like learn our tricks to the trade, so that way they don't click on that video. So I think this was like, just become smarter viewers. Like, don't watch something that you know that if nothing happened there.
And that's like, okay, telling people to become smarter viewers is like telling people not to eat rat-infested sausage, you know? Like, eventually, like, obviously it's not going to happen like the government steps in and makes people stop clickbaiting like they did with the rat and the sausage in the early 1900s. But it comes to a point where, like, they just stop trusting us. Like, D-Money said this. He pulled the legit, like, full legend early in the year, but because somebody else clickbaited and I pulled a legend or whatever, and then put it in the thing, the full legend in the picture, but they titled it I Pull a Legend, but they didn't pull a legend. That person got, I don't know, tens of thousands of views. D-Money got like a couple hundred or whatever. And it's bad for both the content creators that are seen as like the Madden YouTubers are all just clickbait artists, we're all trash, liars, whatever, when it's a few people doing it, but they bring the name down for the whole community. And it's like I said, a spectrum about what people think is okay, what's not. So it's again, like most life, it's an opinion. Tex, you want to say something?
I'll say, but again, with like that, I don't know if that aided in it, because it's a lot of things with YouTube where things kind of bang or don't. Obviously, the market being saturated with, oh my god, I pulled a full legend, like it's probably gonna put yours a little further down, but it's better to put it in the title, and then so that way everybody in thumbnail, so that way it just in case, because it's weird because people don't like being clickbaited. I got a video where like I pulled this in the thumbnail and I put it in like in my title. Don't tell me what happens before I get here, but you're not gonna come if I don't put it there.
Yeah.
And see, so you kind of have to do it that way.
I agree a little bit more with like Texas there. Like, you know, when you said that D-Money said, well, if someone else like clickbaited and lied, like that hurt my video. I disagree with that just because like Texas said, if your video bangs, it's gonna bang, and I don't think a lot of people really understand like how the back end of YouTube works. Like, there's just certain things like for me, like I tried to do some MUT content this year, but I realized that it didn't work for my channel because I built up. Like, you would think, like, oh, it's still Madden, so anything Madden related, your followers are going to watch, and it's not true. Like, I built a base of people that want to learn tips and get better at the game, and then I tried doing some pack openings at the beginning of the year, and they would just get a couple hundred views, whereas my tip videos, I mean, at the beginning of the year, they were getting 30,000 and 50,000 views because people were, like, hungry for it, and I would do a pack opening and get 500 views, or even if I did a gameplay, I might get, you know, 4,000 views because the people still my audience rather watch tips than anything else. And in order for your video to pop on YouTube, a lot of people don't know this, but for 99% of the time, like, in order for your video to pop, your subscribers have to engage with your video heavy before it pops. So you release a video, YouTube, let's say you have 10,000 subscribers, YouTube's going to push your video out maybe to 5% of your subscribers, maybe less, maybe 2%. And judging on how those 2 to 5% engage with your video, if a lot of them watch it, if a lot of them comment on the video, then YouTube's going to be like, okay, this video must be good. Let's push it out to 10% of his subscribers now. And then if those 10%, same thing, they're watching it, they're engaging with it, they're going to be like, okay, let's push this heavily into suggested videos and on the home page. So in order for your video to pop, your audience has to engage with it and watch it as soon as you drop it. Like, within those first, like, couple hours your video's out, it's crucial that your audience watches and interacts. So if your video doesn't pop, that means really and honestly you put something out that your audience just wasn't that into, because it has to pop with them first before YouTube pushes it out. In order for you to get 100,000 views, your subscribers had to really interact with your video for it to get to that point.
Hang on, guys. I got a phone call here I got to take. Can you guys carry on with me without me for a little bit?
Yep.
All right,
okay.
thanks.
Sure. And that makes sense too, because I've seen people in the past try to do a bunch of things where, like, YouTube says this doesn't matter, this doesn't matter, but if you ask for these specific things, likes, comments, and really those two things alone can push that video out to the public. That's why the notification button is very important this year. So that way you're actually getting all the content videos. Because before, it might say something different now. Before, it used to say all videos are just highlighted ones that YouTube pick. And so a lot of people, it's like, you upload my video, I don't get in my sub box. It's because you're not a member of the notification squad, which means you're not getting all my alerts. And it sucks that that's kind of how it is, but blaming clickbait for the success
it's not the
or
clickbait.
the downfall of a channel is not how that works, because even if the person's not clickbaiting, that doesn't mean the guy's going to come to your channel.
Exactly. There's so many options.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
they're not going to watch every video.
Because I know the big topic right now on Twitch is with the e-girls, and guys are really angry about it because these cam girls are coming over to Twitch, not really doing anything, sitting in the IRL with their cleavage and tight yoga pants, just trying to make money from kids. And people are like, well, they're taking money out of my pocket, but like, when they watch you from the get-go though. So are they really taking money out of your pocket right now? I know that they may come to you eventually, but not if you're a bigger channel and then all of a sudden you start seeing an influx of your people leaving and going elsewhere. That I can understand why you have a point, but these people weren't necessarily going to your channel to begin with. So while it may not be the right thing that these people are out here making money selling sex, they weren't with your channel in the first place. So why are you angry about it?
Right. Well, I think a lot of people look, like you said, if it's actually like, directly affecting your pockets, I could see the gripe. But it's a lot of people that, I think a lot of people just look for the excuse instead of just saying, well, like, what am I doing to try to grow my channel in the first place? And that's like the same thing with the clickbait. Like, you can try different things to see if they pop. There's successful channels out there that have pivoted, like Casey Neistat back in the day. He was like a video, showing you how to do video stuff on his, channel. Then he turned into a vlogger and blew up. Sometimes when you pivot, it works, So if you're a Madden tips guy, you could pivot to MUT and maybe blow up, but maybe it doesn't work. And I was trying to do both, and I realized, like, no, that's not what my audience is here for. Like, I would be better off starting a brand new channel of nothing but just MUT and pack openings if I wanted to grow a MUT audience, because my audience is already so... they are what they are, and if I try to put out MUT videos and they don't watch them, well, these videos are never going to blow and get anywhere else if my audience isn't watching them. And it's knowing your audience is important, because when you know your audience, then you can get videos to pop. And that's when the clickbait comes in handy, because your subs that really like your stuff, they're going to watch everything you post anyway. But it's when your stuff starts getting pushed to the homepage and pushed into suggested, that's when the thumbnails and the, enticing titles really come into handy, because the people that haven't watched your stuff yet, they're going to be like, oh, that looks good. Let me check that out.
All
so
right.
that's where it really helps you.
So Eric, defend this video. We talked about it prior to the podcast. Madden 18 QB draw glitch. Run like Mike Vick. Now the first words in that video are, "This is not a glitch." Defend that title.
And you know what's crazy? Because I record so many videos that sometimes I don't even remember what I said in the video, but that probably is pretty bad if that was the first words I said in the video. But essentially, like, when it comes to a QB draw, it's like you can't just be like, oh, like, QB draw. Like, it's hard to, like, put QB draw in your title if you're not putting, like, kind of the word glitch, because it's just like no one that doesn't know already isn't gonna take a QB draw serious. They're gonna be like, really, a QB draw? Like, QB draw has almost never worked in Madden, like no time recently. So it's like you almost have to put something in there. And I mean, I'm not saying it's a glitch, but I guess you can almost consider it a glitch with Vic, because it is extremely hard to stop. It shouldn't be that hard to stop. So maybe glitch isn't 100% true,
Yeah.
But it's hard to stop.
And people have used the word nano a lot, too, to describe blitzes. So I put out a legit nano, which is being able to A-gap or hit a gap and hit the quarterback before they're able to complete their drop back. I put out a legit nano in 18. And then, like, other people use nano as just, like, gap or edge heat. They also use, like, glitch like that. Like, you got a glitch route. And I put an LT token glitch where you're literally able to get tokens. And I think that's for more than one a day. It ended up getting patched, of course, and I thought there was another glitch.
Thanks,
I put out
Fox.
earlier. Yeah, you're welcome. Well, nobody would have known about it if I didn't put it out anyways. It would have got patched one way or the other. So, and I got a lot of criticism. The people in the comment section are like, delete this. Like people coming at my throat for that glitch, and I'm like, I'm not gonna delete it. Like, they're calling me selfish for not deleting the video. I'm like, what are you talking? Why would I delete this video? You just want to be selfish and you want to take it for yourself and only have it for yourself. Why would I take knowledge away from more people than you? I don't know. It was a weird situation with, once people have something they want nobody else to have it.
So that's one of the things you got to put out for your subs on Twitch. Say sub to me, and I can tell you.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
I can show you the world.
But anyways, that's enough about YouTube. This is a MUT podcast. We really should do the YouTube stuff at the end, because that way we could talk about it longer. Because I don't want to keep people too long on YouTube stuff. We've already gone for like half hour or so on it. So
the cool thing about being a podcast is I can just flip this around and put it at the end. Because
what up? What up? That's awesome. Hey Texas, you never gave us a story. Everybody,
right, we'll start on that then.
At the end of the podcast, we'll do a story. We got a kind of a packed agenda. I can't believe I'm just getting to the agenda 6 minutes into it. We're going to talk about the patch today. There's going to be a protest outside a competitive Madden event. There's microtransactions, motivators. We'll talk a little about competitive Madden and Christmas promo coming up, maybe some thresholds, that kind of stuff, and all that goodness, and then whatever else you guys want to bring up during the podcast if you think of anything. All right, so first off, the patch that came out today. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on it. Basically, the big thing is custom audibles. Eric, let me hear what you have to say first about the patch.
Oh man, custom audibles is huge. This is something we've wanted in the game for a long time, and especially for MUT, because I mean, at least if you played regs, you could create a custom playbook and have your custom audibles. But now for MUT, salary cap, MUT draft, I see people complaining like, oh well, this is just gonna make the popular stuff even more popular, and that's true. Like if you use deuce close or gun bunch and you can set all the best plays as audibles, yeah, it's gonna be harder to stop, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, in real life NFL, these teams come out in a set and they can call what they want to call. And to have it like that in the game, I think is good. It's up to you to stop it. I mean, it's not my fault that these 4 plays are good. Just because I have them all at my disposal at one time, I don't think that's bad at all. But what it also does is it opens up every playbook now, and you're gonna see more creativity. Yeah, you're gonna see some people just stick to the meta and just overpower it now, but you're gonna see a lot of people branch out now, because there's certain playbooks that just have the worst formation audibles for whatever reason. Don't know why. It's just EA has it set up that way. Like the Patriots is one of those playbooks. They have some formations that just have horrendous custom audible or just horrendous audibles, and it makes it to where you almost can't use it. But now you can use it. You can use anything now. Just think of the things you can do with like a playbook that has deuce close and wide receiver quick. You can audible from halfback wham to wide receiver quick. Be a real pain, but it's just the creativity now, it's just the sky's the limit. So that's, especially for competitive play, that creates an even deeper skill gap, and I'm always for that. So I think it's a great addition. One of the, best things we've had.
It's pretty trash, though.
No, it's really not, man.
I've played against wide receiver quick. It's good, like the first time, but then after that, I tried to put that Rams wide receiver quick in my scheme last year. That was people caught on very quickly.
That's the one where receiver comes from across the motion to get the ball right.
It's good if you scheme around it correctly. It is a pain to
It's only
stop.
good at the game once to make it good, because I played against the guy who did it against me in the weekend league, and the first game we played twice, back-to-back games. First game I couldn't get block sheds. Second game he got no positive rushing yards at all in any run play. The game is just so inconsistent when it comes to certain things. But I was so mad, I was like, why can't my guy get block shed? He's going against a receiver. Like, why are we running this play? It's trash. I know it's coming, but I can't get in the block shit. Second game got shut down. So it works and it doesn't work, which is kind of like the tombstone of Madden or Madden 18, where it works or it doesn't work.
It is amazing how that happens some games. And sorry, I'll let you get back to wide receiver quick. Like I've done that too. Like somebody's beaten me and they beat me by like a couple scores one game, and I go back and then he doesn't make it out of like halftime. The second, I'm like, what the hell? What's the difference of the two games? Like when people talk about fluky Madden, like there is some things like from game to game, there is some definite changes, and I feel you. Like some games just everything goes your way, and some games are the exact opposite. It's weird. It's the whole random number generator that they base a lot of the animations on. One time the dice roll comes up your way. The other time it comes up for your opponent. So, yeah, it's fluky. But, Eric, I'll let you talk about the wide receiver quick. Sorry for cutting you off.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, if you play somebody that really knows how to scheme with it well, and it can be a pain to stop, especially depending on the players that they have, whoever they're running it with. I mean, no, there's definitely some people that have wide receiver quick schemes that are very tough to stop. And the thing is, it's tougher now because if you know someone just wants to run that a lot, you could set up your defense to stop it and then, still contain maybe an inside run, but now you can audible to a different formation and have all these audibles set up. I mean, you can't have a you can't have a defense that's going to stop the halfback wham, the stretch, the wide receiver quick, tight end angle, all at one time. So it just makes it harder on defense. It's a real guessing game now, which is something I love.
So this patch,
I don't like it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just ask you, Texas. So this patch basically buff the offense because nobody's going to really use custom audibles on defense that much. People competitive players, they use adjustments. They put people in different zones, but they keep the general shell of the defense the same. They don't really audible on defense, but they do change their adjustments. Maybe from time to time, we'll see. Maybe somebody comes out with something, and it happens occasionally. So I can't say always, but it is what it is. This is a big buff to the offense, in my opinion. And like Eric said, you can audible between all these power formations now. You still did it in the Jets. The Jets had great audibles, and it's same with Houston. But now it just opens up all those playbooks to all these great audibles and switching. So it's a big buff to the offense. But it seems like not so much to the passing game as much as the running game just got a huge buff.
Definitely.
Yeah, go on.
Just think of like goal line, for example. Like when you're on the goal line, you're on the 1 yard line, and you either have to pick. Are you going to come out in the QB sneak or are you going to come out in the toss? Now you can have both of them, and you can just go off of, all right, the defense is really pinched, I'm going toss. If you come out in the toss and the defense isn't really pinched too much inside, they're kind of playing balance, well, now the toss might not work, but you can't really do nothing but maybe audible to like the power O or something and try your luck there. But now you have the sneak and the toss. Or just think of like any of the good running formations in the game. You can have the run going left, the run going right, the one up the middle, and then just have a pass play in there. Just in case you got to go to the pass. It'll definitely open up the run game because you can attack every running lane at the same time now, whereas before maybe you can only attack one or two.
Yeah. Texas?
Yeah, so it's cool if it's it's in MUT now. It's going to allow the competitive players to be more comfortable so that way they don't have to worry about these trash plays that Madden makes them pick where they want to audible. And you might see some more variety. I'm not a fan of it because it makes running, which is already overpowered, more overpowered. Because I saw this exchange on Twitter, which made me kind of angry, when a guy was talking about I don't like this because a guy can go from running what's the formation that runs a toss, the pitch out of it?
Tight slots.
Is that? Tight slots. I could be out here nickel 3-3-5 trying to stop tight slots. He gets 10 yards on one of these weird animations, and then he can audible to deuce close while I'm stuck in nickel.
Yes.
No.
They can't go. You can't go from tight slots.
No, you can't do that.
Well, because it's under center, right? Pretty sure.
No, you can't do under center. You have to be the same wide receiver and tight end numbers.
Oh,
so tight
okay.
slots has
Different
3 wide
personnel.
receivers.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, he was okay. So it's not true then.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you could just formation swap and go right to that.
But
You
like
can't do that now though. 'Cause I think I've seen guys. You can't do that now. I guess not.
you can go from like 3 wide receiver sets to 3 wide receiver sets. Like you can go from tight slots to
Okay.
bunch.
Got you.
Like,
okay, so
like this was still something that was happening before this. It's just you have more flexibility now. Like there's people that come out and run. Like this is glitchy. Like you can run this like in the Bills playbook. You can run the single back tight slots pitch and then audible up to the bunch quads QB draw. So it's like you could be in MUT with Vic and then have Barry Sanders and you're running the pitch. They have to set up defense to stop the pitch and still and you still have to worry about the halfback dive and then you can audible up to the QB the overpowered QB draw out of bunch quad. So I mean this was still always something people did, but now it's just you have more plays at your disposal to do it with now.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So
Okay.
a lot of people say this widens the skill gap, and that's something I disagree with because everybody's gonna be having these. Basically, everybody's gonna find out once Eric puts out a video, people will know how to do audibles. Once the competitive tournament this weekend goes on, they'll be like, oh, these competitive guys are switching to these audibles. Let me put my audibles that same way. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't see how this widens the skill gap, especially because there used to be a skill gap with audibles and knowing what your opponent can switch to when they switch formations. Say they go from tight slots to bunch. You're like, okay, in bunch, I know they run these they can only run these 4 plays, so they're going to run one of those 4 plays, and that was a skill gap to know what they could run. Now that's kind of out the window and something we all kind of, I guess, didn't think about as a skill gap. What do you think about that skill gap, Eric?
See, I would disagree. I think that right there is why it makes the skill gap wider because you don't know what they're going to audible to now, and that is going to benefit the better player because, you know, it doesn't matter what audibles you put in bunch. If you're playing problem or you're playing skimbo, like, they're going to have defense for bunch, period. They're going to have a defense and catch on to your tendencies and know what you like to do, and that is where it benefits the better player because the better player, yeah, they might not stop you on the first 2 drives, but when it's the money drive and they've seen you play for 2 or 3 drives and they really know, they already can figure out what your favorite plays are, what your favorite routes are, you know, what your tendencies are, that's when they're going to take it away and win the game. So having more plays at your disposal I don't think lessens the skill gap. It just means that the better players now can be more creative, and on the other side of that, the better players, no matter what you have at your disposal, the better player is still going to catch on to your tendencies. You're not going to catch them off guard. Like, I know RG said this on Twitter, and this is something that I agree with big time, is that, you know, even the best players, they'll have a formation in their playbook where they're like, you know, I could run this formation for 1 drive and catch my opponent off guard, but it's not something I could stay in all game. Now, you know, you have those players that, like, maybe Problem stays induced close all game, but maybe he has, like, an I-form scheme that he's like, I could run this for 1 drive, and because I have these audibles now, I can put a drive together and save my good offense for the next, you know, for the rest of the drives of the game now. Whereas the unskilled player is still just like, oh, I'm just going to sit and bunch and do close all game because I got all the audibles, but they're not going to go outside the box and say, I can create a bunch of different mini schemes within my playbook now to really keep my opponent off guard. So I think it does widen the skill gap.
But you're talking through theoreticals that I highly doubt are going to happen. Skimbo stayed in bunch for 3 years and wins everything. He's not.
Right.
He's gone to deuce close in like the post formation near the goal line and stuff. But like that's you say these theoreticals like it widens the skill gap, but it's probably not going to happen. Like I know RG back in the day did it, sure, but the best players aren't doing it. Like they could, but they aren't getting out of 4 plays on
think
offense.
about it too.
Go ahead,
at
Texas.
the reg team event, those guys stayed in the same formations, and that they had custom audibles in that, didn't they? Since it was reg teams.
Yep, they had custom audibles.
And so they already had it there. Maybe it was more inconvenient because you had to press pause and then call a timeout to set your stuff up.
No, they let everybody set it up before the game.
Yeah, so they stayed in the same stuff regardless. So
Right.
how is it going to factor to MUT? Like they already stayed in the same type of formation for the entire event that was out in where was that, at Vegas?
Yeah,
No, it wasn't Vegas.
And your argument for making it more of a skill gap is basically saying these guys are going to catch on anyways. Like that's like just because they're better than most other people doesn't mean it widens the skill gap from what they already were better from other people for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Right, yeah.
It's keeping the same. It's just I'm not worried about the skimbos and the problems because we know how they're going to play. They're going to play to win. They're going to basically spam the same formation down the field. Like Problem in Madden 16 where he just ran fullback dive every single play. It doesn't matter if he had custom audibles. He wasn't using it. He was using fullback dive out of Seattle. So it's going to stay that way until and the people that are using these custom audibles I don't know. It's just basically making it more of a wham stretch fest, and it's not widening the skill gap, in my opinion, as much as people are making it out to be. Like that. Like I said in my blog today. I just started a blog. I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter. So it's basically just because it makes their game slightly better doesn't mean it makes the game better. So basically, like, do I think these custom audibles are the bane of Madden existence? No. Do I think they're gonna make the game worse? Probably not. But let's not act like this is like going to make problem win 99% of his game instead of 98. So I don't know. It seems like people go back to, I'm kind of all over the place. People go back to the skill gap thing whenever a competitive Madden player wants something. It's basically, we're better than you, so this is what you're getting. Like, so this is what is better for the game. It's kind of false thinking that way. Just because they want it doesn't mean it widens anything or makes the game more competitive. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I mean, you got a point. I mean, like, Skimbo's probably, he's going to stay in bunch till the day he dies. But, you know, there's other players that might take advantage of it. Like, somebody like a True Boy who does play differently. He doesn't use all of the meta stuff. You know, somebody like that might take advantage and, you know, experiment and say, well, now I'm going to use, you know, I might have a little different formation in my pocket that I might pull out, you know, to catch my opponent off guard. I mean, back in the day, yeah, we saw that happen more. Nowadays, people really stick to the meta pretty heavily, but, you know, I wouldn't even put it past somebody like Problem that might do something like that, maybe. But, I mean, more times than not, yeah, if, you know, somebody like Skimbo, he's comfortable in bunch, he's never going to leave bunch, and that's just what it is. But I still think it widens the skill gap just because it just opens up a different layer of creativity that we didn't see before. It might, I think it really could. I think we could see a lot of different playbooks maybe come into the fold that people weren't willing to run before, at least in MUT gameplay. And offline, yeah, it didn't matter because you could custom, but I think in MUT gameplay, I think we're going to see different playbooks come into the fold now. I would bet on it for sure.
Yeah. Texas, any
I hope
final
you're
thoughts?
right. Hope you're right, man, because I don't think we're going to see much variety. Everybody's saying they're going to see new. I don't think so, man, because why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, so they may occasionally switch to a new formation that has like an audible they may want to run just in case something here. But you're going to still see everybody run bunch and deuce close and tight slots the entire rest of this year, because the way they're running the ball is even high 90+ block shit, guys. Even that 1.5 million Quentin Von Miller does not get off blocks as fast as you would like him to, especially if a guy comes out here and puts like tight ends and linemen in that tight end spot just so they can cheese.
Yeah, and if they do the crackback blocks, you get better blocking on them. And yeah, so okay, so that's enough on that. The rest of the patch, they put a little disconnect feature in it. So like it'll give you a pop up when you disconnect. Have you guys played any games online yet?
I played a squads game earlier, and when my opponent was lagging, it was 3, and it kept saying, "Please wait while we fix your opponent's connection," something like that.
Okay.
I think that's a great addition.
Yeah, me too. Texas, what happened after that?
He stayed in the game, so I don't like that at all, because for one, why is that in the game?
What do you mean?
I don't need to know my opponent's having connection issues if he just kick him out of the game.
But here's why, though. I think this is why it's big, because anytime there's a disconnect in an online game, everybody always says, oh, it's the other person. Oh, you disconnect me, or, oh, you IP booted me. But now this way, it's like, or even if it's lagging, some people are like, oh, it's you lagging when or it's the other guy lagging when it's really yourself. Now EA is telling you, no, it's you that's lagging, or it's you that dropped the connection. It wasn't your opponent. I think that's good, because when you drop out of a game and you think like, oh, your opponent IP booted you, like that gets you mad. But if you know like, no, your internet just dropped and you got kicked from the game, well, you can't complain about it. Well, it's on you.
The funny thing about it is, if he IP boots you, he's kicking you off the internet. You're probably still gonna have connection issues, so it's still gonna blame you. I don't think it's going to be like, it's going to be able to differentiate whether you're lagging because of bad internet or lagging because you're getting IP booted. But yeah, it says your opponent is experiencing network issues. Please wait while we try to reconnect. And you say in the game, it happened twice. Because I just didn't like it. I'm playing the game right now, heat of battle. I don't care. And I don't need the game to pause to fix his connection. Just kick him.
So
just give my free win.
So I'm 100%
just kick him.
I'm 100% on Eric's side on this, Texas. It's a really nice feature to know who's getting booted. If you're getting IP booted, your entire internet connection for your house goes down, and that's been very hard to do in the last 2 Madden since they put in dedicated servers or semi-dedicated. They've never come out and said specifically dedicated servers, but there's something where they direct it through their offices in like California or something. I think somebody said that they did like some sort of, I don't know, technical shit I don't know anything about, but So, because they would have said dedicated servers if they had dedicated servers. They would have come out and said it because that's a huge selling point for a game. But anyways, so IP booting is very hard to do. People don't really, you really can't do that. Last time you were able to really do that was 16. So the internet connection popping up and reconnecting you, instead of, like Eric said, instead of just DCing everybody and saying like when there was a slight hiccup, and you'd be like, did I get DC glitched? Did this guy kind of just bullshit me here? Who's getting lost? Like if it was your connection and you got DC, you would blame it on the other person. But now that this pops up and says, okay, we're trying to fix your guys' connection to each other, to our servers, give it a second. I think that's a huge deal. Like, yeah, it'd be nice to kick them, but it's better that we finish the game so that way people aren't like blaming EA. So I thought it's pretty neat technology they just put in. That's my opinion. Texas?
I like them having a person to blame as a scapegoat. So maybe it's fine, but I feel like what's going to happen is I'm going to be in one of these weekend league games. It's just going to pop up 8 times and be really mad.
What do you mean?
Why
would you be mad?
Your opponent's I don't need to know if it's lag, let it lag. I don't want to be having to pause game while they fix my opponent's connection. I'm good. Like I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be one of these games where I'm gonna be playing, or somebody's gonna be playing, and this attention, your opponent's experiencing connection issues. It's gonna pop up 9 or 10 times.
Well, if it does, they're gonna kick you.
I don't think it's
kick them.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna pop up that many times. It might be like kind of like how the offsides thing is. You know, you go offsides 3 times and it kicks you. I don't think it's going to give them that many chances.
We got to see then, because it popped up twice in our game, that we played in squads earlier.
Well, like,
yeah, I would imagine if they put something like that in the game, there would be like a limit of like, okay, if it happens 3 or 5 times, like we're kicking them.
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume at least.
Yeah, I wouldn't assume like it's gonna happen every 2 minutes or something. But I mean, would you rather have that game just end and you guys go to the screen, like the just the end game screen, and be kicked from the game? Wouldn't you rather actually just play the game out?
No. I don't like interruptions, man. Like I hate when I get internet interruptions. I don't like it in my games. Let me play. If it's lagging, I'll deal with it, man. I don't need to know that it's lagging. I can see that it's lagging. You don't need to tell me you're fixing it.
Texas no longer watches television anymore because last time a commercial came on, he punched the TV.
Dude, I
do not want to be interrupted from my program. What?
I do not watch one game on Sundays anymore. I don't even watch Sunday Night Football.
What?
Because of the commercials. I missed a good one last night too. So I'll catch the highlights.
It was all so you're just a highlight guy now. So,
no, I'm not a highlight guy. I'm a red zone guy, which is more so show me the good plays. Like show me the team in the red zone. It's kind of highlights are good plays. But show me those stuff. I want it's crack. I don't want to sit through and watch another American Furniture Warehouse commercial.
Texas,
because a guy got a concussion and they had to go to commercial real quick. I'm good.
Texas, you're such a millennial.
And what Texas just
go to Fox.
What Texas just said right there is why like. It's pointless to pay. Like companies still pay for commercials. Nobody watches commercials no more.
Netflix, TiVo. I fast forward. Like
you watch video like TV on your own time now. It's either you recorded it or you watch it on Netflix or live sports is really the only time you watch commercials. And then when a commercial comes on, you're not watching it. You're doing something else. Like
you guys got to chill on this. Commercial is pointless. How do you think we get paid?
This is true.
I got a sponsor. What are you talking about?
You got a coin. Hey Eric, that's a question I got for you. How come you're not taking a coin sponsor?
Because I don't want to ruin any potential relationship with EA.
Oh,
and it's just it's not. I don't.
EA forgives and forgets.
And the thing too with coin sponsors is I don't know. Like I don't want to put that out there for my fan base because you could potentially get suspended or whatever. I'm sure EA. I'm pretty sure people have gotten like suspended or banned for a certain period of time for buying coins. So I don't want to advertise like, hey, but go buy coins, and then someone that watches my videos like, hey, I bought coins and I got suspended, and then they're mad at me. I just rather. Obviously, it's something EA isn't down with, so I'm not gonna be down with either. I don't need the extra like. I mean, just in my opinion, I don't need the extra advertising dollars. Like I'm trying to in my biggest, I guess goal you could say, I'm trying to build something bigger. So I know if I do the coin sponsorships, that could get in the way of that. So I just put. I mean, I get offers every day in my email, but I just don't respond to them.
Texas, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, do you, man? If you want to leave money on the table, man, go ahead.
It's
not like because I know everybody wants to get in with EA, but it's not really worth it unless you're one of the bigger guys. Because even with Toke, like. He puts out tweets occasionally talking about like when he was down there at EA, they don't pay for anything. They pay for your hotel, they pay for your flight, and you're out there spending money on your own. And so when you go down there, it's really an investment trying to get in and make sure you're like, because I think QJB, Anto, and then maybe one more guy is actually getting checks from EA. It's kind of hard to actually get like them to send you money for stuff, and And at this point, it's better to kind of grow yourself, get your money, so you can do this full time, and then make that switch. And then once you get to the point where you don't need the coin sponsor, you can go ahead and go stop doing it, and then go down there. 'Cause I know your boy Pizza was promoting coins for a while. He went down to EA.
Oh man, he's killing it, man. He's
He had a coin sponsor, stopped, went down to EA for this past year. So like, it's not a lifetime ban, as they say. It's just it's better if you're just trying.
Well, when
I'm not
you're
saying do it, just saying if you're interested in it, it's a good way to kind of get extra revenue.
Well,
and
yeah,
so that way you can do this full time.
They'll forgive and forget when you're killing it like he is. I mean, he's really the biggest Madden YouTuber right now. Not in subscribers, but in views. Like no one's even close to him on views. It's like astounding. Like he is. Like I look at his channel just because like almost out of jealousy. I'm like, man, like the consistent views that this dude gets is amazing. Like it's crazy. Like he'll be the biggest like subscribed to Madden YouTuber probably before Madden 19 or maybe a little bit into it. I think he's getting like 70K subs a month or something like that right now. It's ridiculous, but he's killing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's all about views, not subscribers, though.
Oh yeah. Subscribers mean nothing. You could have 1,000 subscribers and still be making big money. Like if you have 1,000 subscribers, but you could sell 500 of those people a $50 ebook, just for example. I mean, you'd be making a lot of money, but you don't have a lot of subscribers. So subscribers don't mean anything. It's just it looks nice, basically.
True. Very true. And it is amazing. Like your boy Pizza, he's not on Twitter much. Like it feels like for his like the direction of the game, I think Toke has a much bigger influence on it than say somebody like your boy.
Definitely.
So I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like he's kind of off doing his own thing, his own like kind of funny videos or whatever, as you call them, like more entertainment than like serious like tips or whatever else. So, but yeah, he's killing. He's doing a great job. But moving on, outside of talking about other YouTubers, we've done that a lot already. So with what the hell are we talking? Oh yeah, coin sponsors and stuff. And what kind of so you work with EA a bit. What like have you flown down there?
No, I mean EA just like
they do card reveals for you, right?
Yeah, I've done a couple. I just have a good relationship with Kralo, honestly. So I've done like a couple videos for him. I've done a couple reveals. And I think that's just like Kralo. Like he's the guy that he's trying to, even if you're not like a game changer per se or like on the inside, I think he's just trying to give people that he sees in the community, doing positive things, making good content, whether you're streaming or on YouTube. I think he's just trying to like reach out and just give people opportunities. Like he let me do some code giveaways for the game at the beginning of the year. He just hit me up. He said, "Hey, you do great work on YouTube. Like here's some codes that you could give away to your subscribers." Like I think he's just trying to reach out and get everybody involved. And I mean, obviously you can't get every single person involved, but I think he's trying to. Like some of the people that have done the Twitch streams on Thursday, I don't think all of those guys are affiliated, but he's just reaching out and giving opportunities. So I mean, he's definitely a cool guy in my book, man. He's giving me
he's a great dude.
Some good stuff to do.
We've had him on the pod before. Yeah, I think people that are familiar with podcasts are familiar with Kralo and how much we enjoy him and his personality and his work in the Madden community. So what the hell was I gonna say next? Work with EA. Oh yeah. So did you with that? There was a kind of situation around Mike Vick. Did you get a Mike Vick card from EA? Because I know a lot of other YouTubers got it. Like, there's a couple other YouTubers that got it, and they didn't advertise that they got it from EA. And I heard that.
Quiet about it.
Yeah, I heard that was a pretty big controversy there.
Yeah, I did. See, that was like my first time ever really doing anything like I guess official for them. Like when he was like, "Hey, we'd like you to make a video. If you would make a kind of like a tips video around Vic." But that was my first time ever doing something, so I didn't know that I was supposed to disclose that it was given to me. I think I'm pretty sure I went back and added it to the description of my video because I think he told me that it's like it's kind of like I guess it's some type of code or something like you have to reveal when you were given something to make a video about it. But I didn't know it at the time, so that's why I didn't say anything. But yeah, I just made like a little quick tips video for him. That was like the first like actual content that I did for him.
Gotcha. Because I think that's didn't EA the Twitter account retweeted you, which is kind of huge, right? That boosts your numbers a little bit.
You'd be surprised, man, because they've retweeted a few things that I did. Because I started doing like that little pro tip series for a point in time, and some people thought that I was like doing that for EA. But actually, that was like my own thing that I started doing. I was reaching out to these people, but I told Kralo about it. And I'm like, hey, it's something cool I'm doing. If y'all want to maybe pass it along, maybe it's something y'all want to promote or not. And I think they tweeted out a couple of them. But it was just kind of like me reaching out, like closed mouths don't get fed type of thing. Like, hey, if y'all want to promote this, I think this is cool. But yeah, I mean, it boosts your numbers a little bit for that day, but it's not like you would think, because yeah, they got like almost 1 million Twitter followers and they got like 5 million likes on Facebook. But I would say, if they tweet out or post out a video, you might get a few thousand extra people on your channel, but it's not anything like, you're not getting 1 million people. It's nothing crazy like that.
I gotcha. All right, so moving on, unless Texas, you have anything else with the coin sponsor and EA stuff?
I was gonna say with the EA tweeting out things, it doesn't really translate into views. Like getting people from Twitter to YouTube doesn't work too well. Same thing with going from Twitch to YouTube. It's amazing. You get people from YouTube to Twitch, but vice versa, nah. These dudes be out here like, I'm not going over there. I'm staying on this platform.
Right. I mean, if you scrolling through Twitter, something has to really catch your eye for you to get off of Twitter. So yeah, it's not like what people think, but it definitely helps. You get some new eyes on you, which is always nice.
Yeah, because the more time you put in people's minds, the better it is. Like, it's just like advertising, right? The more times you hit them, the more familiar they're like to look at your product in the future. So
exactly.
I retweeted something today talking about Twitter, about Yo Mama starting a protest outside the next competitive Madden tournament about microtransactions, and he's got a chant ready to go. Texas, you seem a little giggly over there. You want to chat at all about that?
He's going to get arrested. Like,
how?
You got a permit for this?
Yeah, all you need is some permits, right?
Does he have permits though? Because I saw the beef with him and Scumbo this past week. He looks like a smart guy.
I didn't really pay attention. I saw a couple clips on Twitter, but I didn't really pay attention to the whole thing between those two. But yeah, it seemed interesting.
It's gonna be fun, man. Because like, if he gets permits and doesn't get arrested and sits outside the event and like gets notice on it, especially where is this, in Orlando?
I think it's California.
California, okay. So if he gets out there, it could be interesting to see how that goes. It's funny because I didn't want to do a protest. Me and Vic were gonna go to the event where Dub.W was at.
Oh yeah.
And we were gonna go get inside and then scream Dub.W is a racist, just out loud, and just cause a scene. We didn't want to go to the event in Burbank because we knew nobody in Burbank, and it was just like, I don't feel like getting a hotel. This is not really a good fight to go out here for. But it'd be kind of fun to do that. And I was talking crazy. Like, I'm gonna bring a choir, black church choir, get out there and just have some fun. Get kicked out of the event. We were my phone. We were planning a bunch of nonsense, and I was like, I don't feel like going to Burbank.
Yeah, that sounds like.
So we didn't end up doing it.
It sounds like
so.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
So it's kind of fun to seeing like somebody else actually about their life. Hopefully it works out for him. I doubt it does because it seems like a crazy event to take. It might just be him out there by himself protesting. But if he gets some people out there, it could be kind of interesting. Cause I kind of like to see how this whole thing would go. Hopefully it doesn't do anything drastic like get microtransactions out of MUT, but it'd be kind of fun to see.
Well, all right. So here's what these small protests can actually make, like local news with like just like 10 people or something. So he can actually cause some negative publicity because like these microtransactions. It's hot in the news right now. So protesting, it could actually make a little bit of a wave. And the thing I put out on Twitter, like, what do you think EA gets rid of first? If this causes a big headache for EA, what are they getting rid of first? Competitive Madden or microtransactions in order to not hear about this anymore?
Competitive.
Yeah. So like, I don't know if I'm really concerned about it.
I mean,
I don't know. Yeah. I'll get you in a second, Eric. I don't know if I'm really concerned about it, but it seems like competitive Madden, they're shooting themselves in the foot a lot. Go on, Eric.
That's probably an accurate statement, actually. They do.
No, I don't. I mean, I guess if you're saying which would go first, but I mean, they don't want to get rid of competitive Madden. I think they're really serious about trying to grow competitive Madden. So I think what Yo Mama's doing is kind of cool. I think he has a lot of good points.
Oh, go on.
I think that like the main thing is like nobody really wants the transactions out of the game, and I think that's kind of where a lot of like what he said, because I've watched some of his videos. I think that's what's getting lost is like the main thing is like it's the game definitely we don't know this for sure, but it definitely seems like at times the game is geared towards playing a certain way in order to make the microtransactions go up, and I think that's his biggest beef. Like if you have a 93 overall team, I shouldn't need, a 93 overall team to compete with you. Now, yeah, if you have a 60 overall team, you probably shouldn't be able to compete. But if you got like an 82 overall team and you're a really good player, back in the day, like a couple years ago, I would get on MUT with I would just start out with like an 82, 83 overall team, and I would beat people that had 93 overall teams. This year, that's not happening this year. That is just not happening. And I think that's his biggest beef, and I agree with it. I think I think what he's doing is good. Maybe certain ways he could go about it a little bit better, but I mean, it's kind of like passionate in the moment. He's just going with the flow and just trying to make something happen. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
All right, Texas, you want to say something?
Yeah, I actually like the fact that you can you got to spend kind of stuff on the game to be good, because back then, I mean, 82 overall team, you can still have guys with 90 block shot, 90 spin, like 90 speed, and like just be fine. Whereas this year, you gotta kind of have to spin. So I like the way this game is. I just kind of wish it was a little bit more lopsided, so that way people could at least get a little bit more of a budget team balling. So I guess because the budget teams are no longer a thing, it kind of influences you to spend a lot more money on the game.
Well,
since there's no gold D tackle that can instantly block shit, or a pass rusher that can come in on certain downs to get to the quarterback.
Well, here's the thing. Like, talking about, like, nobody's going to be out here playing with a 79, 80 overall team. Like, Panthers, 1995 on Twitter here, him and I talk quite a bit, and he said he had a friend start the game 3 days ago, and it's already an 85 overall, no money spent. The gauntlet and the solos this year, with the rewards that they give you out of those solos, like, unless you're an absolute casual who doesn't grind solos, only plays head-to-head, maybe just does a little bit of it, like, you're going to, in a few days to a week or more of grinding, you're going to have a somewhat, I wouldn't say a somewhat competitive team where you can get online and you're going to get ripped by the 94 overalls. Yes. But, like, a lot of the players in this game aren't 94 overall unless you get into all Madden first. And I know the matchmaking system's shit, and that's something that we've talked about before, and that's something I'm going to get into again. But, like, you can easily build up a no money spent squad. Like, Chewbacca Lemma's got a no money spent squad that's almost as good as my squad. But he grinds the auction house a lot. So, Mutt, for all of its worth and whatever, it's not a game for, like, being that casual. You're going to have to put hours into it, either through time or hours into your job for money. But you can get a fairly competitive team. You can play out here with an 85 overall after 3 days and then just keep building from there. So it's not like, yeah, there's no budget cards, but because they didn't design the game to be played with budget cards. You know, most people are going to be having mid to upper tier elites at this point if you've been into the game a little bit. So that's my thought. Go on, Texas.
I just agree with you. Okay. This game was not designed for budget cards, based off like how everybody 85 like linemen have 85 pass block, 85 run block, whereas last year dudes have like 94 pass block, like 75 run block.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So
and
it's not made for that this year.
And you get a free 89 overall plus every week for the gauntlet. NAT.
What?
Isn't it 89?
No.
Is it 88? 88, sorry.
88.
I thought they just upped it to 89.
It might be today. I'd be kind of mad if they
No, they must have done it. Never mind. It must have gone up to 88. So
yeah, Nat though, obviously.
Yeah, Nat obviously. But like, and then you get everybody's basically, if you play the game longer than 3 weeks, you've got a free Michael Irvin on your squad too, a 93 wide receiver.
Yeah, great. Best receiver in the game. Kind of just every wide receiver that comes out is not better than him, which is just like a shame.
Well, yeah.
There's no point upgrading ever again. Like if you're like my receiving core's kind of stuck the entire year. I'm cool with it because I don't mind powering these players up down the line. But I guess if people want to keep changing their team because people like to raid sell players or try different players out, you're kind of investing a lot of coins in cards that are not really worth it.
And here's the thing, like, okay, so I'm not gonna try to get too passionate here, but these people,
passion's good.
People comment to me on Twitter and they say, I opened this bundle this weekend, and I only got 200,000 coins in value, and it's I don't know if they don't say it's EA's fault, but it's implied that, you know, whatever, EA's screwing them out of their coins. And I'm like, oh my god, how many times do I have to freaking say this? Don't make dumb decisions and blame other people. Stop buying the bundles that don't guarantee you a return on investment if you're looking for coins. Stop being dumb. And then stop blaming other people. EA puts out shit bundles. We all know that. But guess what? They also put out good bundles. If you have $20 burning a hole in your pocket, put it in your other pocket and save it for this Christmas promo. Remember the Christmas Day packs that we get every year and how good they are? Mm-hmm. Save your goddamn money until the 25th. Don't buy until then. Wait until you see something with guaranteed value out there. Buy it, then sell the contents. But don't come to me, say EA's ripping you off if you're making a dumb decision and letting EA rip you off.
Yeah, wait till you see every YouTuber pull that bundle. And then go out and buy that. Like, you didn't pull the Motivator bundle. At least I didn't see you post it. You pulled the Motivator bundle, Gut Fox?
What bundle?
Motivator?
No, fuck no.
See, like, you put one last year, though. So, like,
Yeah, but
just
last
follow
year,
what Gutfox does. If Gutfox pulls this bundle, pull that bundle. If he doesn't, don't do it. Follow what he does.
last year that Motivator bundle was worth it. Like, people were making coins off paying that for the Motivator bundle with coins. I don't know if you remember that last year, that 400,000 coins last year, because there were no 90 overalls last year, right? Or were they going for a lot?
And they were going for a lot, and plus the fact that the boosts were actually chemistry and all this stuff was like noticeable.
Yeah.
You were seeing like results on the field, whereas this year, like 14 out of the 16 cards are unusable. Well, not unusable, but you get my point.
And then 90 overalls going for like what, 20K?
Yeah, we get to that when we get to that. But yeah, so like, yeah, it's a little bit different. So yeah, last year, like you pulled last year, so I'm just saying, like, if you're going to pull packs in Madden, follow what people are doing. Like, if a good pack's out, I'll say a good pack's out. Gutfuck say good pack's out. We start breaking stuff down and doing the numbers and seeing what you can get value back out of it. And if we're not doing that for bad bundles, stop wasting money on it, because it is kind of annoying when people like, I bought this. I'm like, all I got was an 87 overall elite. I'm like, well, you shouldn't have bought that bundle then.
Yeah.
Like, obviously you're chasing a cool card, but you're buying a bundle on a Saturday or a Tuesday, and there's nothing in pack that you can pull that can help you make your coins back. Even like pulling a Julio is still not going to get you that much. I think even the most expensive base is like 250K right now, which is not that much.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. And those are really rare pulls.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we could get onto motivators and stuff if you want, but yeah, go ahead, Texas. Talk about motivators.
All right, so Motivators came out, and I'm going to take a line that's very, very overused. The sequel is not as good as the original.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So they dropped these Motivator bundles. We got 16 cards that boost +2 attributes to a specific rating on your team. And packs are expensive, obviously, for those that don't know. It costs 4,000 points or 400,000 coins for one. The jumbo bundle will get you 3 Motivators, costs 10,000 points. And immediately upon pulling packs, people had instant regret because everybody kept pulling Latavius Murray. Latavius Murray was so common, it felt like, that he was like 30 to 40K on the auction block. I'm like, this is a card you're pulling out of the packs. People were pulling packs with coins, which wasn't even an option at first. EA ended up putting out the pack with money first, and people got mad, and then he added the coin amount later so that people can waste their coins on it. And then people kept pulling Latavius Murray, Melvin Gordon, Cameron Wake. And then while a few were pulling like Von Miller and the Tyrann Mathieu, which were the cards you were chasing to get, because they gave a +2 zone increase and a +2 block shed increase for those 2 cards respectively.
Yeah. Yeah, and so, Eric, do you pull any bundles?
I pulled a few at the beginning of the year. Like, back when you were just talking about, like, you can get an 85 overall team quick. Dude, my team's still 84 overall. And I put, like, I don't grind it. I may have played like 100 solos this year, and I've spent at least maybe 200 at the beginning of the year. But I don't know. I didn't have really any great pulls when I did pull a couple bundles. But I thought about pulling the Motivator one. Like, even though I'm not on MUT as heavy this year, I was like, man, this bundle looks really good. I was like, I might do it. But I just, like you said, spend your money smart. I was like, I know if I want to spend money, there'll be something better than this coming. Like you said, probably Christmas. So I just held off on it.
Yeah, yeah. Plus you get the gifts, and those are always fun. So yeah, I mean, like early in the year, Eric, I agreed. I pulled a lot of bundles early in the year, and those packs were trash. But the thing is, like, the value in those packs were kind of high. So like, how many coins are you sitting on if you have an 84 and you spent $200?
I probably got like 150K.
Okay.
It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't grinded this year. I used to do a lot more solos, but now that I'm doing the YouTube thing, like, that's where
tough.
the majority of my Madden time goes. I don't even get time to play that much for fun anymore. It's like all content now, so that's kind of part of the reason.
And that's
If you had a coin sponsor, you might do all
that's true. Yeah, you could basically double your income from YouTube with a coin sponsor. Quit your day job and just do it full time.
Well,
but
I'm gonna
right now. I'm sorry.
I got a pretty good day job though. I don't want to walk away from it anytime soon. But I'm about to start
strip club.
No. I'm about to start up a Patreon soon though. I'm gonna see how that works.
that'd be good.
Yeah, I have some extra content and stuff on there, so I'm gonna see how that works. I'm not gonna try to go down the coin sponsor hole, man. Things would have to get rough for me to have to do that. I'm gonna try. I feel like there's other ways I can bring money in. You know, I can do ebooks. I can do the Patreon. There's other things I could do.
Did your ebook sell well?
Yeah, I put out one. I kind of just wanted to, test the waters on it. I didn't want to charge too much. I think I charged like maybe $7 or $8.
Yep.
Yeah, that one sold really well. It sold way more than I thought it would, honestly.
Nice.
And I got a new one I'm about to drop probably within the next couple weeks.
Do you want to give a teaser on which book? Which team?
It's actually not gonna be a book. It's gonna be like, it's more of like a mini ebook. It's gonna be just based around one formation, really, because So it's not gonna be like a team playbook. I thought about doing the Bucks playbook. I thought about doing Patriots. I thought about doing Eagles. That's a playbook I'm kind of messing with right now. But I was like, I want to just break down this one formation and all the best plays in it because it literally can be its own ebook, and it can. There's 10 different playbooks in the game that you could use this ebook with because this formation's in so many playbooks.
Let me guess, it's Gun Bunch.
It might be, might not be though. It's a formation I want to give my take. It's a formation I want to give my take on, and it's been actually asked from a lot of people too. So I know it's something they want. So
gotcha.
yeah, I'm gonna try it out. But yeah, it could be bunch, could be deuce close, could be a bunch of things.
All right, fair enough. Good teaser. So check out his channel for that, and then check out
the description below.
Well, I'll have his YouTube channel. He doesn't have the ebook release, but I'll have his YouTube channel. No. Texas' YouTube. It's on Texas' channel this week. Sorry, Texas. I forgot.
We're good. We're all right, man. It's our baby, so we forget sometimes that I have custody this week. Good.
Yeah, you treat him nicely this week. Don't make him
take her, get a bunch of ice cream, and send her back to you all fucking sugared up.
Oh, nice. I like that. Yeah, so Motivators not being as good as the sequel. We don't have a Godfather Part 2 here. I was looking at last year's Motivators, and even like the 90 overall. Like, remember Derrick Henry? He is a 90 overall with a trucking motivator. Dude was so good. Yeah. And this year's 90 overalls are like, oh, huh. And then like last year we had Kelvin Benjamin, who was solid too. Vic Beasley motivator with his finesse move motivation. So the 90 overalls, like, remember Olivier Vernon last year in his block shed motivator at 91 overall? He was on my team until like February.
Same here. That dude I bought for I think 300K. He was like 400K after the packs went away. So like the prices kind of rebounded on because like people started realizing, okay, these guys are amazing. Now the prices right now are starting to rebound as well for some of these cards. It's just that none of these guys have boosts that you want to use. Like the Pursuit boost on Mosley, why?
Yeah,
Barry
he's too
Sanders gets
slow.
in the open field. You're not tracking him down.
No,
you're not tracking him down. And with the amount of user linebackers in this game, you're not going to user him, especially when Deion Jones is like 130K, 150K, and he's had unfakeable.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you getting that Mosley? We got the what does Jerome Casey have? What is this power move?
I think Casey is
yeah, power move sounds right.
Is it power move?
Yeah. I think it's power move, but like finesse move is the king this year. So why would you pick that guy up? There's only like 4 cards that I would pick up out of this promo. Maybe
I'd get Casey. I'd get Casey and sub him out because his block shed's
yeah,
so
I would get I would get
Casey just to sub him out. That's kind of funny. Just pay all that for the power move and say, I might buy.
No, not for you.
He's too slow.
Well, in a 3-4, he's fine. It's just
his block shed's too low for his block shed's too low for 3-4.
Yeah, and he has a funny thing about it too. He has a power up set, which would have made him much better. But yeah, he's like, nah, why do that? But so
it was pretty pathetic.
Yeah, we'll get to that after this part. But the 4 cards that I would pick up, I made a video about this, would be Melvin Gordon, because if he looks basically like LT,
trash
without the catching. We have obviously the most obvious choice is gonna be Tyrann Mathieu. And then I would go with that Cameron Wake if I didn't have Bosa, because Cameron Wake looks amazing just for a situational pass rusher with that high power move, and finesse move.
Yeah, but what the fuck is his finesse move boosts his lower move? Like, he's only got 89 finesse move and 92 power move. Why aren't those switched and then him boosting his better move?
It should be, but I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't make the rules, so I kind of wish they would do that, but they don't. So we're good. And then I guess the last card pick will be the tight end, because there's not that many good tight ends in this game. So anyway, his boost spec catch, which is also useless.
Yeah, Eifert spec catch. Yeah, agreed. And his spec catch is 87. Oh my god.
It's not gonna benefit him. Plus, you can't spec catch in this game. You can possession catch, which is kind of like a spec catch. I've seen somebody possession catch a pass through somebody and fall for a touchdown. But like, you don't ever see somebody Odo Beckham in this year's game. Why doesn't Odo Beckham have the Odo Beckham catch animation?
Because people hated that. And
no, why doesn't him specifically though?
What?
I mean, I wouldn't be mad if he gets it on me, but like, why? But like, nobody does it no more.
It just
that's the problem with Madden 16.
It's the way, it's the way that competitive Madden players have wanted the game to move for the last couple of years. Is no downfield spec catching or fluky stuff like that. If you throw into coverage, you're going to get an incomplete pass.
So I got you. I wouldn't mind that if it was like with like not Odo Beckham, but like I feel like he should have his own animation though, like especially in arcade.
So you didn't watch Sunday Night Football last night. Big Ben and his passing attack was literally throw it deep to Antonio Brown and let him catch the ball. Like, and like I'm watching this, maybe let's try and learn something for Madden. Let's see what kind of reads Ben makes. Oh, 1-on-1 coverage with Antonio Brown, throw it deep. Huh. You can't use that. But that was like their passing attack last year, or this last night. Sorry.
Yeah, it was. I saw the box with 500 yards. He was like, "This F it, throw the ball down the field,"
and it worked.
Yeah, and I'm cool with it. And IRL is gonna work, but the Madden Ultimate Team you really can't work unless you use like bronze cornerbacks, which
and even then you'll
still
get
can
swat.
shut down. Yeah, shut down some of these guys that are top tier. So I wouldn't mind if just certain players had their certain animations, like if LT had his touchdown celebration, if Odell Beckham had his one-handed catch. And they just kept giving guys that made these things something that they're known for, instead of kind of just being stale. But
yeah, so
spec catch sucks this year.
Eric, what do you think of what do you think of the spec catch and downfield passing this year in 18? Do you like it this way or not?
I definitely prefer it this way than just getting mossed by everybody. I think the problem is like it's hard to create a good balance of it. Man, on a competitive level, it's like when. In real life, yeah, you can throw it up and somebody catches it, but it's like in real life, that receiver just made a good play. But in the game, it's just another dice roll thing. Like, if I have somebody double covered in the game and you throw that up, that should be a win for me every time. Like, you made a bad read if you did that. I don't care if you're throwing the moss. I don't care who you're throwing to. And in the actual game, that's a bad read. And when you catch that, like, that turns you off to the game. And I don't know. I mean, I think EA would do good, like, if they could make the arcade style of the game like almost its own competitive mode in a sense. I mean, I don't know if the money would be there for something like that, but I think that would be like entertaining to watch.
Well, to be fair, there's no money in competitive Madden at the moment, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, they're not compared to other games, but
well, not really.
I mean,
it's a loss completely this year. Like, there's no problem.
Oh, really?
Right now, they'll get to there eventually, but like they're probably mitigating the cost with networks paying money to show stuff, but there's like nothing. It's like all an investment. All it is an investment right now.
Like arcade would be fun to watch, but I mean, aside from that though, like when you're talking competitive, like skill versus skill, you don't want to see somebody about to get sacked and just throws up a pass and holds the Y button and it's just a dice roll. Like there's no skill in it. I mean, it happens in real life, but I mean, in real life, if Antonio Brown goes up over somebody and gets it, I mean, Antonio Brown made a good play or the cornerback made a bad play. In the game, it's not anybody making a good or bad play. It's just you throwing up a 50-50 ball and saying dice roll. And that's just, I don't know. I think it's better this way that it's not happening.
Yeah.
I think that's what arcade mode's for. You can do it in arcade mode. If only you could play arcade mode online, I think that would be fun as heck if they put arcade mode online. So you can just play like every hit stick's a fumble. You could throw it up and make crazy catches. Like I think there's an audience for that. They should make every game mode available to be played online. You can match up with other people, that want to play that mode.
Yeah, me and Texas are definitely riverboat gamblers. We're all about the dice rolls, the arcade mode, the chuck it deep and let's pray for a completion type of stuff. Maybe I'm speaking for Texas, but I agree with you there, and that's a good take, Eric, on the competitive. Sorry, Texas, I cut you off. Like, what you got?
No, you're good. No, I was just gonna say like it. But, like, the reason why people were mad about the aggressive catch was because everybody could do it. It wasn't because it was the top-tier guy. So EA has to do a better job of making the game themselves. Because I don't think people have been as angry about losing on an aggressive catch if a guy would not have spent 100 million coins on Julio Jones or Mike Evans. But it was annoying when people were out here with
Dree Archer.
It's like, what are you supposed to do there? Dree Archer was one of the big guys running streaks.
But that's basically game stats not mattering more than the actual mechanic, right?
You can do the balance stuff. So if a guy is playing salary cap and a guy wants to spend the coins in Antonio Brown for that one aggressive catch he may get a game, just so he can get that free touchdown off of it, like he should be able to do that. He won't waste his salary cap on him. Don't punish everybody and make everybody act like a possession catch because you can't code a game properly.
So. All right, this is I got to transition. We only got 20 minutes left before me and Tex got to go. This is something that I thought about, and with this microtransaction issue, and it seems like competitive players don't like to pay to play and be competitive. With custom audibles coming to MUT and some of the YouTubers and the casual players being like, okay, well, I'm just gonna get more boring gameplay with stretch and halfback wham. With a lot of this stuff going on, and it kind of like. Would it be better just competitive Madden go back to regular players and regular teams for the competitive Madden season as opposed to becoming a part of the MUT community? Because here's something, Mr. Smith, I don't know if you guys know Mr. Smith on Twitter. He put out this interesting tweet. He's kind of I don't know how to describe him, but he's an old competitive guy and puts out ebooks and stuff. He said, I remember when Zan said on the TGL forum about how great the MUT community was, how they were always so helpful and kind. I agreed with him. Then competitive players jumped aboard. Now it's toxic. In my opinion, this is not a coincidence. Is competitive Madden toxic and the players that play it, and should they just transition back to regular teams? Eric.
Well, I think the whole community is pretty toxic. But I mean, from being a guy that was on the forums heavy back in the day, like, yeah, the tournament community can get toxic. But at the end of the day, I think the main goal is everybody wants what's best for the game. But, you know, the competitive community and like the sim community or the casual community, it's always going to butt heads. It's never going to see eye to eye. I mean, that's why like a lot of times competitive players would have beef with the YouTubers and vice versa. It's just different lanes that people are in, and then now that you bring it to MUT, we're all kind of trying to coexist under one umbrella, and I think that's what makes it hard. But I mean, at the end of the day, when the competitive players say like this should be in the game or this shouldn't be in the game from a competitive standpoint, more times than not they know what they're talking about. Sometimes they might be a little, you know, just trying to favor themselves in certain situations, but I would say at least 80% of the time what they're talking about does make sense. But because even not all the competitive guys, you know, agree with each other. But I don't think it's ever going to go back to regs. I think it's better on MUT. It'd be nice if you didn't have to spend as much money. But, man, on regs, you know, just seeing the same two teams over and over and over. And I know in MUT you're going to see a lot of the same teams, you know, same players put together in salary cap and whatnot. But you're at least going to see some differences. And as weird as this sounds, like just seeing different jerseys is just better to watch, you know, than watching Seahawks, and then occasionally, okay, Seahawks, Vikings, or Seahawks, Falcons. You know, back in the day, you know, it was the Packers versus the Packers in like Madden 12, and then 49ers every year, because the people are going to play with, when there's that much money on the line, you're going to give yourself the best chance to win. Why shouldn't you? So in MUT, it's at least better to watch in MUT, and I think that's why Draft Champions is actually such an interesting like tournament concept. The mode never plays well, but if they could get the mode to play well, that's like one of the best like concepts where everybody might not be at the top of their game because of the luck of the playbook draw, but just seeing different players, you know, having to adjust to something like on the fly that, you know, you couldn't prepare for. I think that's a great it's a great idea. I think they just need to make the mode better. And, you know, maybe make it to where you could pick your own playbook at least, and then at least that way you just go with the players, you know, that you're given. But at least you see some variety, and I think that's better. I don't think it can grow as an esport if you're just watching the same two teams play in a tournament over and over, you know?
I got you. That's a fair point. Texas, what are your thoughts?
It's weird because, like, I don't want to see them leave, even though they don't really benefit, I guess, the majority. They benefit themselves mostly. Like, even with your BFF joke, he kind of made something that benefited the minority, not the majority. And so,
with the lack of blocking people online?
With that thing.
Yeah, that kind of hurt us.
Yeah, so I wouldn't mind seeing them just go back to regs, but then MUT's probably going to get neglected because they're doing a good job with draft. No way. Like, they're doing a good job with Draft Champions this year mostly because of what the competitive players had. Problem got this in the game. Like, this is the reason why this is in the game.
What's in the game?
The Audibles. Problem recommended it, and then they put it in the game. The thresholds are in the game because of them. So,
but wait. Are thresholds a good idea though?
They're a stepping stone to
what?
A good idea.
They're a good idea, but I don't think they were executed the right way.
I think if we start getting, like, maybe after they get thresholds, they finally figure out a way to code like incremental zone increases, then we'll be good to go. I think it's a nice stepping stone until we get to that point.
Wait, they had incremental zone increases.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't know if they did. So
zone definitely mattered. I tested zone in 16. It definitely mattered. And the higher your zone was, the faster you react. Well, no, sorry. Back then in 16 it was play rec. 17 it switched to zone. But the higher your zone in 17, the better you reacted, although it wasn't that big of a deal like it is this year. The difference in reaction between 89 and 91 was bigger than the difference in reaction between 0 and 99 and 17. But there was a definite difference in reaction time for zone coverage at 17, but it was... I see what you... Okay, so go on. So you think thresholds are a good idea because
I think it'll lead to... a good idea that just needs to be able to... It needs some tweaking because there's no reason 91 should be the threshold. When I saw an Eric Weddle as 99 zone coverage, where last year I would have loved to have picked him up and had some fun maxing his zone. This year I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean a video.
So wait, why is it a good idea if you say it's a terrible idea?
What?
Why is it a good idea if you just said it's a bad idea to have the threshold?
Because it's a good idea. It's also just a bad idea at the same damn time. It could be both. It could be both. Like, I like the concept of it. It just, Like on paper, it's cool. It's like the Eagles of 2012 when they're like the dream team. And they get on field, they all suck. Like,
Okay.
I like that it's in the game. It just doesn't give me no point to kind of get my team better throughout the line. So maybe if they get this down right now, then next year we get another threshold at 95 that's faster than 91. Because right now they can't improve it. Rex said on the podcast that it's all about ticks and stuff. And right now they're at the max they can possibly do. So maybe next year, under a full year of Frostbite, and I'm making a garbage-ass game like Long Shot, we can actually get the development that we need to make this actually go to the next step.
Okay.
And so I like that they're kind of making MUT better, because I feel like if they weren't in MUT, we probably wouldn't be getting a lot of this stuff, since they listen to their feedback more, so they listen to their own communities.
True. Okay. Okay. Eric, you were saying stuff about that. Can you bring home Texas's "it's good but it's bad"?
Well, okay, it's definitely good because it's like you said, it's a stepping stone. But it was just, I guess it wasn't executed completely the right way. But I mean, obviously things like this take time, to build upon. They can't, you're never gonna get it perfect the first time. But like the main thing is, like, if you look at zone, like 91 zone shouldn't be godly and 90 zone be worthless. But it is. It's a night and day difference. And then, they'll say that, 99 zone is better than 91 zone, but there's no, like, you don't see a difference. Like last year, yeah, if you had a 99 zone guy, he would play better than a 90 zone guy. But if you had a route that could beat 90 zone, you had a route that could beat 99 zone too. Like, it didn't matter how good the player was. He wasn't jumping anything that you had a good route for. This year, if you have 91 zone, he'll jump most routes, but 90 zone won't jump anything. And I think it shouldn't be that big of a fall off. I think the thresholds for zone are kind of bad, but it's like, if you look at, like, from passing accuracy, I think it's better. Like, if you could say, well, if your deep pass accuracy is 85 and you have a clean pocket, you won't overthrow the ball. I think that's fair. Like, that's something that if you're 85 and up, like, once you hit that threshold, like, you always have that, and that's good. But with zone, I feel like that's something that needs more of an incremental increase. Like, 99 should perform better than 91. And 91 should perform better than 90, but it shouldn't be a night and day difference. Like, it shouldn't be to the point where you literally only want 91 zone corners. Like, if someone's 90 zone and the rest of his ratings are phenomenal, it's like, no, he's useless because he doesn't have that 1 point. And I think that's where it's wrong. They need to adjust that a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind them going back to an incremental increase, like, because I would much prefer that, especially because that would allow players like Dick Lane and Ed Reed to shine. I know people get mad at me. You're mentioning guys. Those guys' traits are trash that you're talking about that are at the same zone as those high tier guys. I mean, they do, but traits don't really matter that much in the secondary. Like, it doesn't. Like, quarterback traits matter a lot. Defensive line traits matter a lot. But secondary traits, like play ball.
I think hitter matters a lot.
Big hitter?
Yeah.
Knocking balls loose?
Yeah, because that means the CPU is going to try a hit stick on him.
If they're not possession catching.
Well, that's a whole animation issue. You're right.
Yeah, so like that's kind of, it's not as like important, and so I just like, if they go back to, if they use this, and then next year if you get more thresholds, or maybe we get like thresholds at a certain point, guys play this certain way, but then they go from 91 to 99, and you see a difference in like improvement. And so you get to 91, which is the bottom threshold, you need to play elite tier. That anything higher than that, they start reacting faster to the point where you can't throw that guy's side. He's basically Revis over there. You can't throw to his side at all. Like, so then that would be something I would like to see them do, but I don't think that's going to get in the game unless competitive players kind of ask for that, since they kind of, again, listen to those guys.
Yeah.
Even though everybody else has great ideas, those guys just have their ear more so than we do.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter. It seems like the competitive community dominates Madden Twitter, and the feedback from Madden on Twitter, and that's where most of Madden producers and communicative guys get their feedback from, is Twitter. So
right, so like with Rex talking about this meta changing feature, it is meta changing. It's just not as good as like what he hyped up with the Audibles.
Yeah,
I thought something else was coming that was going to be fantastic, but we get something that only really benefits, again, the minority. The majority can use it. I'm just not going to be out here, unless I'm in a sweaty game, putting QB sneak and toss on at the goal line. I'll come out and just run what I want to run. Like, then if I got to make the adjustment, I will. And again, it may make the skill gap deeper if I'm not willing to learn it, but I just don't see it as something that's going to be for everybody, even though it is for everybody right now.
Yeah, I mean, you only really do it in your favorite formation, and then maybe goal line or something like Eric said earlier. But all right, so we got a speed round here. We only got a few minutes left. So does it? Oh, Texas, can you give us? You want to talk about this before the podcast, and you asked about it. Cards to chase in packs, and I labeled it on the Motivators part. But can you talk about what you meant by cards to chase?
Okay, so EA this year, more so than years past, it feels like when they drop a promo, there's only really 2 cards that you should want to have to go after in packs, at least to pull for. And so with the Motivators promo, we got the 2 cards that will make you a lot of coins and everything else kind of break even. I know Donald Penn and what's the other boy's name, Micah Hyde, are a little bit profit, but they're not guys that you're chasing. With the Flashbacks promo, the first batch, it was 2 cards. I forgot their names right now. But then the second release, or third release actually, with Aaron Rodgers and Josh Norman, those are 2 cards you wanted to get. Same thing with the veterans. It was 1 card, the veteran. It was that Marshall Yonda. It was Joseph until everybody realized he was useless because he didn't have 91 sold, and they just threw that card away. And then with the outsiders, it's again 2 cards. Well, if you want to count punters and kickers, count those.
They're not really people, but they are cards.
Yeah, okay, so it's 4 for that. So it just seems like there's a lot of, with promo packs and with, I guess, I don't know what the hell you call them, like veterans and flashbacks. I don't know the name of that program, but those packs that take tokens and stuff, it's not much cards that you can pull that'll make you profit. It's a lot of bad cards. Like, and I understand they can't put a bunch of cards in those packs, but it feels like every single promo that comes out, you're really only pulling for 2 cards. Everything else you pretty much get is gonna lose you a lot of coins or money.
So you're talking about the Football Outsiders, the Zerline, and I think with football,
well, all the punters and kickers. So with the Football Outsiders, it's the 2 centers, and then it's
everything 90 overall and up will make you coins on the set.
Not really. Well, I guess you can say that because of the tokens and stuff it takes.
It takes 100,000 coins. I calculated it out on Market Monday. 100,000 coins to make the Football Outsiders set, and about 16 out of the 36 are profit. But the 20 that aren't going to make you profit are the ones that you're going to pull more often. The 84 and above, 84 to 89s, but the 90s and above will profit. So I watched X Ryan 915's video on him pulling 10 of the packs, and he lost a lot of coins on it, but it seemed fun.
Yeah, it's the risk that it goes with, which is why you pull those packs. I don't mind losing coins on those packs. And I guess that's probably a better example to add those. I forgot they just added the new ones into the game. I forgot I pulled some this past week as well. But before, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, really, like when they dropped the Motivators, I'm like, there's not. Why pull these packs? Like,
yeah,
why pull these?
You're gonna lose a lot of coins.
Flashback packs.
Yeah.
Like obviously, if you get the big pool, then you're good. But why does every promo have to have 1 or 2 cards that everybody's chasing for? Like, why can't y'all add 4 or 5? Like, why didn't y'all put Blockshaw on the middle linebacker and put Finesse with Von Miller?
I don't know.
Yeah,
like you said earlier, we're not in charge of it. All right, so I think, I don't know, Eric, anything to add there? We got a couple more categories we got to get through really quick.
No, y'all pretty much summed up my thoughts on that.
Okay.
Pretty much exactly.
Hey,
yeah.
Eric, what do you think about the card art in Madden 18?
I like it this year. I'm not going to say it's the best that we've ever had, but I like the different borders on things. It kind of gives you like a giveaway on like exactly what promo this is, or I like it. I think it's good. I think I've seen worse card art, so I mean, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I think the borders are trash. It makes it really hard to put a card.
Really?
It makes it really hard to cut out a card and put it on a thumbnail. But that's all that I hate.
You don't have a card template? You don't got a card cutout template?
No. What?
I'll send you one right now. I got you.
Yeah, but what happens? What happens if the template's another color?
Gutfox, I got you. Don't worry about it.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. All right, do you guys? What I want is like those cards back in the old Muts that actually look like football cards. What they had like that. They actually had like a Topps card. I don't know.
I didn't care for those. I like the overly Photoshop stuff. That's just me.
Gotcha.
I think we're gonna get to the point where they don't do cards anymore, since they're not technically cards. They're just gonna be players. You got to go buy players, so that way they can get over that. You're not playing with cards. You're playing with players.
Well, but cards are the reason we pull packs. Cards out of packs is like the whole definition of it.
I just feel like we're gonna get like one of these generic like football player. You pull up in the pack, it's gonna be some generic guy in a Packer uniform. Like
no.
I think it's gonna be.
It's gonna be like how Magic is regulated. Pull cards from packs. It's not gambling. It's cards you're getting. Not. Anyways, it doesn't matter. All right. So, do you guys feel like people are quitting Madden a lot this year, earlier than last year? Eric.
I don't know. I think that remains to be seen. We'll know. I mean, at least from like a content like YouTube side, we'll know in a month or two. If a lot of the videos, become far and few between. But I mean, the competitive guys are probably gonna, unless something else pops up, any underground tournaments. I mean, a lot of these guys, like, they still love Madden, but they make as much time for it because of the money that's at stake. So if you don't have, if the year's over already for a lot of these guys, I mean, yeah, they're probably going to go on to doing other things, playing other games, or, whatever else they're going to do. I think people that play MUT are still going to play MUT. The people that are diehards are still going to play. I don't think that changes.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, we really got to go quick. How many physical number of people do you think play or seriously compete in competitive Madden? Do you think it's 1,000, 2,000? What would you say?
That's a good question. Online, I mean, I think it's a few thousand people, but so many of those people never really have a chance. So
yeah.
It just seems like it's like 100 or 200 guys. But I mean, I'm sure there's a few thousand people trying to climb that ladder.
Like how many people do you think realistically have a shot at winning a tournament?
Or just any given year, like just any EA live
in 18. Event? How many people do you think have a legitimate shot at winning a major tournament?
I mean, no more than like 10 would be pushing it, honestly.
Okay.
Maybe 5 or 6 guys. I mean, there's a lot of guys you see make every live event, but they just don't have that last little. They don't have that problem or that skimbo in them. Like, they just can't get that last little. Like, it's tough, man. Like, even with all the dice rolls and the BS that comes with the game, man, like, it's tough to win a Madden tournament. That's why you see the same guys every year. You might see a few different guys make live events, but they might win a game or two and be gone. You probably realistically got 5 guys that really, really have a chance of winning like a EA major event where all the same guys are competing.
Gotcha.
Now, when you're talking different underground tournaments, different people could pop up and win those.
Yeah, of course. It's a lot more fluke there, and a lot less games and stuff to get through. So, Texas, same question to you about people quitting Madden. Do you think it's earlier this year or not?
I don't know if it's earlier. I know people waited to get the game. And they're waiting till like Christmas time to maybe get into it so they can try to participate in that promo. I know a lot of guys are saying, yo, Tex, appreciate the videos. I don't got Madden yet, but when I do get it, we're going to I'm gonna go back and catch up on it. So I don't know if they're quitting. I know people have given me their teams, and I see more people doing that more lately, but I think more people are waiting to get into the game, and I think we'll probably see influx on Christmas.
That's good. They just want to get into your good favorite, Texas. It's because you're so sexy.
True. True. That my voice.
Yeah, of course. So all right, quick number. How many people do you think have a legitimate shot at winning a Madden competitive tournament, Texas? Give me one number.
4.
4. Gotcha. And then, do you think how many legit competitive Madden players are there total?
Let the world tell it. Everybody plays competitive Madden player. So like everybody play Madden is a competitive Madden player.
Give me a number.
So, all of them.
We only got a minute.
50,000.
50,000 competitive Madden players. All right, I'm closer to Eric on his numbers. All right, so Chris's promo. Are you guys excited? Yes, no. Eric.
Promos don't really excite me.
Yes or
I'm
no?
not spending that. No.
You're not really a MUT guy
correct.
this year. You're more of a regs and DC competitive guy.
Regs,
YouTube, yeah. So, Texas, are you excited for the Christmas promo?
If we get gifts, yes.
Yeah, I'm fucking pumped. I hope we get gifts. It's one of the best promos of the year. But that is it for the podcast. Eric, thank you so much. Oh, no, sorry. This is on Texas' channel. Texas, you wrap it.
Thank you, Eric, for being on the channel. Link down in the description below if you guys want to check him out. He has some great Madden tips if you want to get your game better. Before we go, anything else you got to say to the people?
No, just appreciate y'all having me on, getting to talk to the people. Definitely appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Eric,
Appreciate you.
Yep, love it, Eric. Take it easy, Tex.
Bye.
Later.